In the 1960s, psychedelics were synonymous with counterculture. LSD, magic mushrooms, and other substances were celebrated for their potential to expand the mind and unlock new realms of consciousness. But that all changed in 1970. The US government passed the Controlled Substances Act, classifying psychedelics as Schedule I drugs, meaning they were deemed to have a high potential for abuse and no accepted medical use. The war on drugs had begun. Fast forward to today, and psychedelics are experiencing a renaissance, but this time, it's not the counterculture leading the charge, it's Big Pharma. As mental health issues continue to surge, traditional treatments like antidepressants often fall short. In the United States alone, nearly 1 in 5 adults experience mental illness each year, with an estimated 19.4 million adults struggling with depression. Enter psychedelics like psilocybin and MDMA. Recent clinical trials have shown promising results. I sat down with Nick Kaddish, CEO of PharmAlla, the largest manufacturer of clinical MDMA in the world.
So by far and away, the one that's the furthest ahead right now is MDMA, which is, and I am somewhat biased, of course, because we are an MDMA company. We produce MDMA. I mean, MDMA has now been through 2 phase 3 clinical trials. But the other big drugs that are sort of in the broad psychedelic universe are, of course, psilocybin. That's been through phase 2, not yet through phase 3. LSD is probably in phase 2 right now, so still plugging away. And then you have a bunch of other drugs like DMT, 5-MeO-DMT, and a bunch of novel designer drugs that a bunch of companies are manufacturing.
With these promising outcomes, pharmaceutical companies are racing to patent psychedelic compounds and secure a foothold in this emerging market. For example, a 2020 study found that 67% of participants with treatment-resistant depression experienced a significant reduction in symptoms after just 2 doses of psilocybin.
So led by Lykos Therapeutics, which was once called the MAPS Public Benefit Corporation. MAPS is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. They've gotten the furthest along. And as that research started coming out in like really major scientific publications, I actually think that the scientific community is more or less convinced on the merits of MDMA for PTSD. I think they are most of the way convinced on the merits of, say, psilocybin for depression.
Regulatory bodies like the FDA are now granting breakthrough therapy status to psychedelic treatments, expediting the research and approval process.
You have money, capital flowing in. You have good science backing it, and now you have movement on the government side, and it becomes very, very hard to stop.
So, with this change in perspectives from 3 main areas of the industry, we're starting to see foundational shifts, which enable psychedelics to be more widely accepted. As we stand at the crossroads of a potential mental health revolution, the future of psychedelics remains uncertain. Will they become a new tool in the mental health toolkit, accessible to all? There is hope that the pharmaceutical industry will leverage its resources and innovation to provide greater access to these treatments, helping more people find relief and improving mental health on a broader scale.